Today is FA Cup final day and we take on Brighton and Hove Albion. It's the second to last game of the season, which will be the Champions League in tomorrow's episode. But for now, roll the intro. Hello and welcome back to the Football Manager Save Man United playthrough. I am Cultured Left Foot and it's a pleasure to have you with me. So, we were last together for the game against Arsenal. We won 3-0, we won the Premier League. We then went and played West Ham and drew 1-1 away from home. Pretty disappointing, but Tuanzebe got a run out. Dolberg got a start, Danny Welbeck got a start, Gomez got a start. So we rested a few players knowing that the FA Cup final was coming up. However, we've been doing very, very well this season. It's been a fantastic season. We have won, if for some reason this is your first episode you're coming to watch, we have won the Premier League, we're in the Champions League final, we won the Super Cup, we're in the FA Cup final, we won the League Cup. So we are going for a full, clean sweep of everything this season, which would be absolutely brilliant. And I've had some requests to show the tactics and what we use and how it's all set up. So this is what we use. We use a standard pretty much 4-1-2-2-1 or a 4-3-3 or a 4-5-1, whatever you want to call it. I like to have, well, basically I've got two inside forwards. That's key. What's key is pretty much these front four. Herrera not so much. Pogba, Dolberg, Lukaku and Rashford. They're the key ones. They're the people that are going to get pretty much most of the goals in this formation, as I think the stats pointed out in the last episode. Now, Daley Blind and Lindelof, they're probably not the best attacking wing-backs I could have. However, they are playing the role very, very well. How this works is that you have your two centre-backs are bog-standard centre-backs. Ideally, you want two that are going to play a lot together, especially with the new dynamics and the passing ranges that they've got in here. Then you need a holding midfielder who is actually a lot more defensive than he is attacking. Nemanja Matic fits it really well. Good tackling. Good heading, he's tall, he's got good strength, he's great at balance, his jumping reach is good. They're the stats I'm looking for this role, because the halfback basically drops back to be a third centre-back. Okay, so if we go back to Nemanja Matic, what he has really good passing and good concentration. So what that allows him to do is play the halfback role even better, because that's the person that then links the play to the midfield. But when you play with a halfback, you're actually creating a back three when you've got the ball. Okay, I know that sounds weird, but what happens is Lindelof and Blind will push up to around about the halfway line and Matic will drop back. So you actually end up playing basically a 3-4-2-2-1, because Rashford and Dolberg will squeeze in and it will leave a lot of space up here and in behind. Then I've got, so that's what the players are doing on the pitch. I mean, if I quickly edit this, this is what it basically looks like when we've got the ball and we're attacking. It basically will look something like that, occasionally with Pogba up there as well. Very, very attacking. I mean, Herrera should fall into that side, but he'll generally stay that side. That's what it will basically look like and how I want it to work. With Lukaku dropping deep and giving space for these guys to run into, you'd occasionally get maybe something like, well, this, where Pogba's pushed up, Lukaku's dropped in, and Rashford and Dolberg. It creates fantastic movement. That's just with the player instructions that we've got. So now I've got to set all this up again, which is a little bit annoying. But that's what I'm going for. That's why I play this sort of tactic. It's actually how my football team play on a Saturday as well. And we're doing very well. We're top of the league unbeaten. So it is going very, very well. So, yeah, we have, as I said, Matic goes to a halfback, and Blind and the other guys go to, no, they don't, they go to a complete wing-back, not a general wing-back. They go to complete wing-back. So they help track back and defend. They do everything as these guys. So that's how we play generally, is as a formation to lay it out. Team instruction wise, retain possession and short passing. We want to build from the back, so we are also hopefully passing out from the back, but I don't seem to see that. It's easier if I do it this way. We're not playing out of defence for some reason. We are going to do that now though. No, we're not actually, because we're playing really well. Hang on, this is a different formation because we're going to look for the overlap, so I don't know what's happened there. But anyway, sorry, go back to team instructions. We play at a normal tempo and we keep it fairly narrow. So what that allows us to do is the fairly narrow bit of it, if I just come out of this, where everyone's sort of cramped in the middle, the wing backs won't come inside. They'll stay wide, they'll want to bomb on, they'll get a lot of space. It should pull the defenders in as well. So when we go back to team instructions, we play a normal line, but that means we can drop it if we're holding on to a lead, or we can push up if we're gonna, well, if we think they've got slow defenders or there's an exploit we can do from that, we can push up. The retained possession and shorter passing, basically, well, I see it that the fairly narrow, the retained possession, short passing and exploit in the middle, whilst looking for the overlap, basically means we keep the ball in this area here. We keep the ball between Lukaku, Pogba, Herrera, Matic, Bailly and Smalling as our main players with the ball. As I said, Dolberg and Rashford will come inside, and then the overlap means that they should play the ball out to the wide, to the wing backs, which is why they then get so many assists, and hence why Lindelof is actually doing very, very well in this formation. So we play it narrow, we keep it compact down the middle, and then when we get into the final third, that's when you should see the passes going slightly wider. Basically, I've got run at defence and be more expressive on purely because it's Man United. They're a fantastic team. They've got fantastic players. Run at the defence encourages people like Rashford and Martial to go at their defender, and they're more likely going to beat them because they're quicker and they've got good flair attributes. Be more expressive, that just allows people like Pogba, again, Martial, Rashford, Lukaku, to maybe drift a little bit away from the formation and the instructions I've set out here. We prevent short goalkeeper distribution because we want to not let them play it out from the back. When you've got people like Matic, Bailly, Smalling and Pogba who are all really tall, you basically want them to do a long goal kick if possible, because then I would suspect we've got a very high chance of winning it. That is pretty much in a nutshell how I play it and why I play it. The only other different thing I do is that on De Gea, he has fewer risky passes, roll it out to the fullbacks and slow the pace down. So again, what I've told you, I just play narrow and exploit the middle. However, I've got distribute to fullbacks because what should happen is that when the ball goes wide, it will pull one of their players out, leaving that space in the middle. We should have numerical advantage in the middle with 3 players, and with these guys drifted inside as well, we're basically playing 3 at the back, 2 wing backs, possibly 3 behind the striker at certain points. So that's why I play like that, and I'm hoping that gets across. I've got that across well. Other than that, no one has any individual instructions. These just come with the roles. Oh, mark tighter. I like my centre-backs to mark tightly. Other than that, yeah, everybody is just in the same sort of setups that they would have generally as those positions. So I know people were saying earlier on in my series that Lukaku shouldn't be a complete forward, it should be advanced forward or a target man, but I really want him to do everything. I want him to try and get assists, I want him to roam around a little bit, I do want him to hold the ball up, and I want him to dribble more. So that's why he's a complete forward, and it's also why Kasper Dolberg fits into this formation unbelievably well as the striking option. But with that being said, I now need to pick my team for this game, so we'll be back at the team lineup screen and we'll go from there. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Okay, so here we are. This is how we line up. De Gea in goal, Valencia, Smalling, Tuanzebe, Mitchell comes in at left back, Matic, Herrera, Pogba, Mata, Martial and Dolberg start up front. They line up in a 4-1-4-1 formation, which is quite negative. We are scouting Izquierdo because he's really quick and he's another wing that we can add to the selection. So as we get into the team talk, we'll say we are favourites for a reason, go and show them why. And then we'll select everybody there and we'll tell them that we have faith, because it's always the thing that this football manager seems to like as well. We'll let him do the off-the instructions, kick off and play. So if you have any other questions about the tactic and other things about, if you don't think I explained something very well, or you'd like me to do a bit more detail on it in maybe an episode on its own, just let me know down below. I'm always happy to answer questions. I'm pretty sure I've responded to every single comment I've ever had on a video. So I'm more than happy to help out and, try and, I'll say, impart my wisdom. Whether you can say what I've got is wisdom or not, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'm more than happy. I'll always respond to comments. I'll always say hello. Until, you get to someone like Dr. Benji's side or Loki Doki, it's quite easy to respond to all the comments. When they're that big, as Dr. Benji probably gets, I don't know how many comments on every single video. So I'm not surprised he can't comment to all of them. But we're on the attack here. Valencia on the overlap, but that nearly perfectly highlighted what I was trying to get across in the tactic video. In fact, what I might do if we have time is pause it in certain places, have a look in 2D and see if it shows what I think it should show. Yeah, Dimitri Mitchell can ease off tackles now that he's been booked. I might give that a go actually. If we just go into change this just for 2D, just to see when the next highlight comes up. We'll pause it and see if we can see the formation working as I think it should be. Okay, so what we can see here is if we just pause it right about now, what you'll see, so Matic has dropped back here, as I said, to basically make this 3 at the back, allowing everybody else to push on. So Martial has just cut in from the left-hand side, Mata is pushing in from the right-hand side, and Dolberg's dropped deeper. Now Pogba is the one that's proper. Pogba is the one that's actually played this pass, so he's sitting slightly deeper than I'd like him to at the moment, but it's enabled him to pass this ball with probably a lovely bit of curve into Martial's path. So we're just going to see what happens from here. But we've got the left wing back pushing on, the right wing back pushing on, but we still have this 3-man system at the back, which should counter, even if they're playing 2 up front, it should still counter that as well. So it's put through to Martial. He's tackled well by Schlotto. But that's the shape that I was trying to explain before when I was moving their positions around to understand how it's working. As the corner comes in, Martial will get there first, out to Mata. Of course, from the corner, everybody's out of position anyway. So, and Herrera back to Smalling. Smalling with it out to Valencia on the right-hand side. Can he beat his man? Jordan Lukaku makes a good tackle. And I think the highlight is going to continue, actually. So, Valencia into Dolberg. Dolberg swings it across. It's out to Mitchell. Mitchell beats his man, looks for the square pass, but can't get there. And there is Nemanja Matic, who hasn't pushed up at all, sitting in front of that defence, intercepting the long ball forward because he's a giant. Lovely ball out to Valencia. Ball in. Juan Mata, saved by Matt Ryan. Okay, so nothing came from that corner, obviously. But we are now back. And it's coming up to half-time, and we haven't managed to penetrate them through. But we are completely denying Izquierdo any service up front at the moment. But Mata and Dolberg letting us down. We'll probably just bring on Rashford and Lukaku and hopefully win the game. Pretty dire cup final at Wembley. Not the best. We'll talk to the team, talk passionately. If we can get a goal, I'll make us favourites to win. Let the assistant do the rest. And I think we are going to do that. We're going to bring Dolberg off and bring Lukaku on and bring Rashford on for Juan Mata. We'll start the second half and get it underway. Okay, Herrera with a corner. Ball in. It's scored. It's put in by Chris Smalling. Lovely stuff. 3 minutes into the second half and we get a 1-0 lead. So, and Herrera put the corner in. Smalling just rose above Shane Duffy. Matt Ryan flapping at thin air. 1-0 up in the FA Cup final. Is this going to be the fourth trophy of the season, putting us in good spirits for the Champions League final against Juventus? So Jordan Lukaku carrying that knock still, puts in a throw. Jan Antonio Reyes, back post, an anti-knockout with a free header. Terrible defending from Dimitri Mitchell. And Brighton are back in the game at 1-1. Not what we expected. Now Jordan Lukaku, is what I was trying to say, into Izquierdo. Reyes with a cross to the back post. Mitchell completely loses the flight of the ball, leaving Knockout totally free at the back post. And again, his rating has taken a little knock. So maybe the cup final was one step too far for him. He's going to come off and be replaced by Daley Blind. And we'll go from there. All 3 subs done on about the hour mark. But there's 20 minutes to go. And we are hoping that we can get the winner. This is probably one of our strongest teams we could put out. Valencia, short to Rashford. Rashford beats his man with his pace. Ball in. Oh, it was a... Well, I say ball in. It was a cross, but Ryan had to tip it over the bar. And will we get the goal? Herrera with another corner. It looks a Pogba, this one, but it's beaten by away. And then Gross clears it to Izquierdo. Izquierdo comes forward and is fouled very badly by Daley Blind. That's probably going to be a yellow card. It is a yellow card. And it's sod's law, isn't it? That the video I do a tactics discussion, we might not win, even though I've explained how I want my players to do, and how I'd like them to do it. So we're going to go into tactics. We're going to go to team instructions. We're not going to play out of defence anymore. We are going to up the tempo a little bit, and we're going to push slightly higher. Like I said, I think we can use that to our advantage. Get the team playing higher up the pitch, and go from there. As Valencia has a throw-in into Matic. Matic back to Blind. Blind shoots. It hits Daley Pogba. It hits Paul Pogba as Schletto brings it away. Poor pass. Smalling intercepts easily. Lukaku forgets to take the ball with him as it comes out to Knockout. Knockout forward to Izquierdo. But that's our high line coming into advantage. And he had no one to flick it onto. And Brian aren't really pushing any men forward. As it comes to Valencia. Rashford. Rashford back to Blind, up to Martial, beats his man with flair and pace, into Rashford, shoots, Matt Ryan makes a save. Corner then, Nemanja Matic, not the person I would put on a corner, he's a giant, but Lukaku shots blocked, Davy Proper gets it away, Izquierdo heads it down, Pogba gets there before Proper. Matic looking for Tuanzebe. It's a poor pass. And we are making a real pig's ear of this game, to be honest, as we go into 4 minutes of added time. Oh, they've got a free kick. Knockaert. Will this win it for Brighton? It's to the edge of the box. Izquierdo shoots. Knockaert. Square. Duffy. No, dunk. And he's onside. It's been disallowed. I was going to say he looked offside. It has been disallowed. Wow. We were very close to losing the cup final then, as it looks like it's going to be going into extra time, which is not what I wanted. We do have a week until the Champions League final, so we're going to have long enough rest. But I'm going to talk to the team, and I'm going to assertively tell them I'm far from pleased. Let's get out there and bloody win this game. Hopefully that'll fire them up and give them the motivation they need to get a goal or 2 or 3 or 4. Herrera with a corner. It's put in towards the back post. It will fall to Rashford on the edge. Beats his man. Shoots. Oh, and he's put it into the top corner. Matt Ryan probably should have done better. But it's a wonderful strike from Marcus Rashford. And we're starting to show our dominance now. 12 shots, 9 on target. And the ball from Herrera was cleared quite well. But Rashford was on the edge, well positioned. Beat his man. And then, it took a deflection. That's why Matt Ryan was beaten. And we are really starting to show our dominance, as I said. So, look at this. 12 shots, 9 on target, 60% possession. I'm pretty sure, yeah, clear-cut chances 1, half chances 4. They've only had 2 half chances. As Valencia puts it in, Rashford's there. He gets his second of the game at the near post. And we look like we're wrapping this up in extra time. It's been a bit too long and a long time coming is probably what I should say. As Matic plays a good one too at Valencia. And then he just pings this into the near post. And Rashford made a good run. Again, Matt Ryan should probably do better. I would be very annoyed if I was the Brighton manager and saw my goalkeeper defending like that. As Christian Gross puts a ball in towards the back post. Sutner's there. De Gea makes a save. But Sutner is first on the rebound. And it's not over. 3-2 as we go into half-time and extra time. We may just have to drop off with the high line in a little bit. As Sutner, it was a good save from De Gea, but he just couldn't get up quick enough. Valencia should probably react a little bit quicker, as we do get into half-time in extra time. 3-2 up, I think. Yes, it is. 3-2 up. So we're going to go tactically, and we are now going to just go to normal. We don't need to have the tempo much anymore. We're going to play out of defence just to keep the ball that little bit more. And ideally, we don't actually need to look for the overlap either. So we'll go into there. Just going to keep a few more players a little bit further back on the defensive duties, or not pushing up as much as they were, because we've taken up the look for overlap off. As Reyes is there, back to Sutner, ball in, came to nothing, and we're not really having anyone playing that badly. Whereas, well, Brighton were. Schlotto is on a 5.9, which is pretty horrendous. As Matic goes back to Blind, up the line to Lukaku. He's pulled wide, ball across. Rashford's got the hat-trick. An extra time hat-trick from Marcus Rashford. And, an unbelievable performance from him. He came on and replaced Kasper Dolberg and has probably shown me that he should have started. And he's probably played his way into the Champions League final starting 11 on that left-hand side, because that's unbelievable. Although I'll have Mesut Ozil. So maybe he's going to start ahead of Martial on the other side, because you can't ignore a hat-trick in a cup final, and he does love a big game, doesn't he? I mean, in his career in real life, what is it? I think it's debut, FA Cup debut, Europa debut, and England debut. He's scored on all of them. As Valencia puts the ball in, it's cleared by Schlotto. Valencia picks it up. This will probably... There's the final whistle. We don't get any ticker tape. Oh, there it is. There's the highlight. There's me in my ridiculously purple suit. With a red tie, I think. I can't remember what colour tie I've got on. Yeah, red tie, purple suit, green shirt. We win the FA Cup final. Wonderful stuff. We will end the video there on the celebrations of the Cup final. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As I said, leave a comment below if you want me to explain anything more tactically about how I set it up and why I do things. But thank you very much for watching. And for now, I'm out. Cheers.